Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Riled Up Podcast. Let's bring this in funky.
Welcome to the Riled Up Podcast. We're just three friends getting pissed off about political stuff.
Nice.
And other stuff.
Yeah.
Just stuff.
Getting pissed off about shit.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
I don't think they'll cut that out. I don't think YouTube will.
It's certain words. Like, it's certain words in a certain amount, and it's fine. It's fine. We didn't make money yet. We just started our first video. It's cool.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, guys, so today, we're keeping all of it.
Okay.
Alright, so today,
Bloopers and all.
yeah, we are going to be looking through Marianne Williamson's website.
Their campaign website.
Yeah.
And she's running for president. 2020.
Yes. Dignity, decency, democracy. Lots of D's. Kind of like diners, drive-ins, and dives.
She's the triple D.
I don't want to know if she wants a lot of D.
Anyway, there's a groundswell. What's that word mean? What's groundswell mean?
Like a bunch, a lot.
There's
A
lot
whole
of people
buttload of people who are seeking higher wisdom. Alright, we are rich and poor, progressive and conservative, young and old. Alrighty then. And what we share at this moment is deep concern about the direction in which our country is headed, the assaults on our democratic foundations, and the erosion of our human values. My campaign for presidency is dedicated to this search for higher wisdom. Its purpose is to create a new political possibility in America. She loves alliteration.
I know.
When citizens awaken, our hearts and minds are uplifted.
You know she don't like this.
Nope. And our democracy once more becomes a thing about which we can all feel proud. It is time for our generations to rise, to end an aberrational chapter in American history and begin a new one. A season of repair.
Yeah, you know she don't like that.
That's a whole bunch of... Anyways.
So wait, you said that this is the lady who was like the spiritual advisor for Oprah?
I think so, yeah. She's like friends with Oprah and she's like a spiritual leader and stuff.
Alright.
Okay, so the issues?
What are the issues?
What are the issues?
The issues, alright. So small. I hope you will find this campaign to be something that ups your own experience of citizenship. Not only for the purpose of electing me president, but for the sake of forging a new chapter in our history. Nice.
Our task is to generate a massive wave of energy fueled and navigated by we the people, so powerful as to override all threats to our democracy. Where fear has been harnessed for political purposes, our task is to harness love.
It sounds like the kind of thing you're reading like a dystopian novel. And this is like someone's campaign, but we are living in a dystopian novel right now. So I guess, it fits.
Fair enough.
May all of us rise to a higher level of participation in the life of this country in order to make America better, but not great again. All of us must be better now.
The same thing.
More educated, more involved, and more conscious citizens of the United States. Okay, so does she have a good platform for education when she wants to be more educated?
Well, let's see.
We can
you want to look at
just-
education?
Yeah, what's her plan for education?
Okay.
Let's find out.
Let's see. What is educated? Okay, so Thomas Jefferson, I don't care about him.
Okay. The state of education today.
Form of empowerment while under education is a form of lockout.
Mm.
True.
Oh,
I just locked out. What's up?
I like the children are full citizens.
Yes, they are.
That reminds me of
We went
when I went
to
to Denmark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They have a big focus on children's rights and that children should know their rights. Which,
Uh-huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
so that they don't get taken advantage of.
Denmark's better than us, but we live here, so
Yeah.
deal with this.
I think Marianne is a little bit more progressive than some candidates, but she is at the same time
Crazy?
kind of crazy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yet, because they do not vote, they lack advocacy in the halls of our government.
True.
And because they do not work, they lack financial leverage. An even greater disadvantage in today's political establishment.
Tell me she doesn't believe in children working. That seems to imply that.
No.
Oh, millions of American children live with chronic emotional trauma,
That's a big mood.
unable to achieve the highest possibilities of education, even when it's offered to them. That is why trauma-informed education and social wraparound services are necessary, in addition to what we have normally associated with the most important aspects of a child's education. Education in America should expand not only to students' intellectual
Horizons.
but also their cultural, emotional, psychological, and spiritual ones. It is
Okay.
impossible to separate issues of economic despair from issues of domestic violence, from issues of childhood trauma, from issues of lower educational achievement. And America needs a president who understands that.
I agree.
I do agree with that.
That's a good sentiment. I think I agree with most of her stuff except the crazy
She's pretty.
stuff about.
That's why I said she's progressive. I don't doubt that she's progressive, but her
Oh, okay, here we go.
craziness.
Specifics.
Okay,
Universal preschool for all children. That's
great.
Because
That's great,
I didn't
yeah.
go to preschool.
I went to Head Start, which
I went to preschool at a church.
Most preschools at church, yeah.
yeah, like I went to like a Head Start, just like preschool. My Head Start was actually in church, so never mind then.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I think
Increase funding for free and reduced lunch so that they cover breakfast as well. It's hard to learn when you're hungry. Yeah, true.
True.
Did you know that at our school they took that away? At the elementary school? They took away the free lunch for all the kids.
you did.
Yeah.
I got to pay for your lunch.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's stupid.
the schools I went to never had free lunches, as far as I know. Yeah.
You probably just didn't qualify. But,
Yeah.
I always had reduced lunch.
That's what I mean.
And I always had
That's
free
what I
lunch
mean, I
because
didn't
your girl was
qualify.
poor.
But, like, in the county that we lived in, it was a really poor county, and so the elementary school, the whole school had free lunch.
Oh, okay.
No, they don't.
And now they don't.
That's
Yeah,
stupid.
that's stupid.
They took it away. And my family doesn't qualify anymore because me and my brother aren't there.
So that's stupid. Okay.
So yeah, free lunch is important.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
it's
when
like
you're hungry.
$2.50 a day.
Yeah, it's expensive. You have to eat every day.
I know. Okay. Federal compensation for state school funding allow equal access to a quality education for every American child.
Yeah. But yet we need more federal funding so that all the schools can, reach similar
Be at the
levels.
same
Because even if
level
you go to
instead of
like,
the
yeah, you go to
local
school,
funding.
but if you go to this like school's just bad, you're not
You're
getting a
not getting
good
the best education.
Exactly.
Far more expansive array of educational approaches, including social and emotional learning, the development of conflict resolution skills, restorative justice. Schools who implement such programs have seen up to 65% reduction in violence and disorderly conduct. Yes.
Meditation and
Yeah.
mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Comparative what?
to be fair with her, to be fair, she probably thinks that by meditation, like actual like spiritual stuff, and not just like psychological.
I mean,
for
you can
psychological
be
reasons.
like meditation is just, and mindfulness are just the acts of centering yourself.
I agree that meditation has like beneficial qualities, but like from her perspective, I think that she's intending it to have like spiritual consequences,
Consequences?
like for like their soul or whatever, because she's a crazy spiritualist person.
Well, the next one.
Anyways, where was I? Or where were we?
Mindfulness.
And then comparative religion for the sake of spiritual enlightenment and to help ease religious strife.
Anti-bullying.
That's the part that you're on. That's
Yeah.
separate from the meditation and mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, anti-bullying. Fostering other life skills. Yes, life skills. Important.
We need a whole person educational system that addresses the heart and soul as well as the intellect.
Yeah.
And high stakes testing. Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail if you pass this test. Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to college because I
We
couldn't pass that.
Don't need 12-year-olds having panic attacks. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Ew.
Teacher retention.
All the teachers, after we left, all the teachers left our
I know.
school.
Because they're not getting paid enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one is supposed to went to the
Free
private
college.
one.
Free college?
That's what I'm here for, because student loans ain't no joke.
Student, if not anybody else has food. Explaining ways for students can repay some of these costs with full payroll tax.
If you're going to read it out loud, read it clearer.
Free college or technical school tuition for every qualified student.
How do you qualify? What does it mean to be a qualified student?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Because there will be things that say if you qualify, and then
Nobody
half people qualify, don't qualify.
Yeah, maybe it's up to the college. I don't know. We'll see.
That's shady.
We'll see if it says it.
Like Harvard would be like, you have to be white.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it says it elsewhere.
It won't.
If we cannot find ideal offsets for the expense, I'm open to exploring ways that students can repay some of these costs with a small payroll tax once they start working, based on Oregon's efforts, or through reasonable amounts of public service.
So she's saying if I go do community service, they gonna just let me have free college.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Forgiveness of loans.
Yes, please. I'm just trying to learn. Like, the job that I get after I graduate is not going to be enough to pay back all the student loans that I've accumulated.
Low-cost education for middle and older-aged people who have dropped it and want to go back to school.
That's cool. Yeah, nobody talks about them.
Issues.
I've seen lots of adult people and, I guess we are not, grown people, 30s and up.
Yeah.
Food,
Yeah, I'm just
healthcare.
like, there's a lot right here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Cool.
Let's check out healthcare, because, you know how healthcare is in
Yeah.
America. Non-existent.
Truth.
It's not a healthcare system so much as a sickness care system.
Ooh.
That's
Big
true.
mood.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
We don't do enough preventative care.
Yeah.
It's all healing instead of prevention.
It's like, oh, you have diabetes now.
Fix it.
But instead of being like, here's how you don't get diabetes to start with.
Okay, so let's see if we can
Get the little blurb
yeah,
thingy?
like a specific.
Cool. No, this is supposed to keep for private insurance may do so. In addition, my administration will champion the following policy changes. Okay, so this is it. Require a healthcare system to reimburse medical professionals for a broader array of lifestyle and nutritional support focused on preventing disease and/or addressing root causes.
Okay.
Longer visits with doctors and/or their support staff to better equip patients with skills
You
necessary
be
to make
sitting in the doctor's office waiting for 2 hours, and then you see your doctor for 5 minutes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right here, it's like, I'm dying, fam. You know? More robust ongoing support from nutritionists, health coaches, therapists, and mental
Health, exercise specialists.
and other peripheral lifestyle treatment providers. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Integrate.
I feel like most people wouldn't know where to even start to go find a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, for example.
Yeah. Well, we know.
The only reason we know is because there's one on campus.
Yeah, it's like in our student health building.
Yeah.
World-class technology and systems for better collaboration and cost saving among healthcare providers. Fund programs in all our educational systems, pre-K through college, designed to teach nutrition and lifestyle skills to help cultivate long-term health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Restrict the marketing of overly processed and sugary foods to children.
That, yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that, I think this is still a thing, but we can check. I'm pretty sure in California, half meals can't have a toy because it's, incentivizing children to make unhealthy decisions.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. That was a thing
It's like,
at one
it's
point.
the thing with the cereal where they place the cereal at kids' eye level, the sugary cereals, so kids will see it and be like, hey, Ma, can I get this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
and they put the life up at the top.
yeah, and then yeah.
You don't need it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love cereal and sugar cereal, but also,
I also like other cereals.
yeah, but also as a kid, I like the sugar cereals, and that just sticks with me as an adult now. But,
Yeah, the psychology of marketing is interesting.
yes,
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
it really is.
Shape food policies using cutting-edge public health science instead of following the lead of lobbyists for industries whose solo focus is profit. Yes.
Yeah.
This is take a national look at stress levels.
Yes. Everybody's like, why are they so mad? Because everybody's stressed out.
Like we were talking about in class today with
True.
the roll strain.
Mm-hmm.
So like everyone just goes to work and that's too much, and then you come home and
then you yell at your kids, and your kids are stressed out, and your kids are failing. And
yeah, it's just a line.
oh, what's outside? It's like, who's playing music?
Yes. CDC should invest more research into preventing disease rather than treating symptoms.
Yeah.
I hope this music doesn't get us copyrighted.
I can't hear
that.
what that is.
I can barely hear that. It's not gonna pick up on me.
I just hear that there's a beat happening. What? Most needs to find non-pharmacological ways to treat mental health issues.
I'm sorry, I need my antidepressant.
Yeah, my Prozac is a big
I'm sorry,
help.
lady. This is where you're losing me. Like
there should, I feel, be a bit of change within that, and
there should, because like one of our professors was saying that like just with PMDD they were trying to treat that with like Prozac, and that's not going to work.
Because
so,
it's
like
not the same thing.
Throwing antidepressants at everything isn't going to work. But
there needs to be more research and stuff. But
meditating ain't making my depression go away.
Yeah, like it can help sometimes, maybe, but the chemicals in my brain are still the way that they are.
Yeah.
And looking at a tree for a couple minutes ain't gonna change that.
Oh, drug addiction is a mental health issue, not an illegal activity.
Yes.
Yeah,
because they just send drug addicts to prison and then they're not getting help. So as soon as they get back out, they go right back to drugs. But if you
plus in prison, they might
them to a treatment facility.
Plus, in prison, they might get addicted to more stuff because prison.
There's all kinds of crazy. Prison is a whole other. That's one of her issues up here is mass incarceration. That's what she says about that.
Alright.
Disability justice. There's a lot of things here.
There's a lot of things.
Migration.
Did you want to look at my mass incarceration?
Let's look at it. Let's see what this white lady stands on mass incarceration.
Right. Specifics.
The Williamson administration will examine the prison population have and undertake a concerted national discourse on how to free our people. Your people? No. Anyways. What is this? What is this saying to me? Like, what is she saying with this sentence? Like, I get what these are a lot of words. Anyways, end federal 3-strike laws and work with the states to end similar state provisions.
Okay.
Study the system of mandatory minimums and end as many of the federal mandatory minimum processes as possible, then work with state to do the same. Okay, is it just me, or is she just
I feel like she's
throwing a lot of words at me and not
saying she's saying a lot of words
this
that
is
don't
word
mean
salad.
a lot of
other
things.
stuff with
Yes.
yeah. Okay, let's see. Empower the Justice Department to investigate for-profit prisons. That's a good one.
But I'm like, a lot of this is just, you're trying to sound impressive, but you're not saying anything.
While prioritizing the safety of our people, examine our federal and local laws to see which criminal activities can be decriminalized, starting with victimless crimes.
This is some good salad.
Okay, decriminalization, yes. She throws in one word that but then doesn't say more about that, which that's telling.
Mm-hmm.
Being that the vast majority of prisoners are locked up in state and local prisons will create a populist movement in each individual state to release as many prisoners as possible and to prepare them for their freedom at the same time. There is no issue where they really pulp. What? Is there any talk in here about the fact that mass incarceration unequally affects different races? Is that addressed at all? Is nobody gonna talk about how it's more black folks getting locked up?
It says, I address many other important issues related in
crime prevention and criminal justice sections. Okay, let's go there because this is a whole lot of bull nothing.
I was about to say, this is some really great salad. Let's get some ranch dressing.
Yes, we got some of the first.
Oh wow! Look, this is the crime prevention. We have 2 bullet points.
Fund and increase. Okay,
No,
there's a couple.
multiple.
Okay.
There's different sections.
Fund. Okay, so this says funds an increase in the number of community outreach workers, particularly in underserved regions. Okay. Charge community outreach workers with helping a plethora of issues from rehabilitated gang members to community elders, which will help prevent crime in these communities by monitoring, detecting, and interrupting violence. These practices are shown to reduce violence, including shootings and homicides, up to 70% in neighborhoods hardest hit by violence. Another human being to help you change your life while there is still time is far more human and effective approach to transformation in an entire system that exists to punish you if you don't. Okay. This is. I feel like there's not enough talk about systematic changes.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, let's make these people in this community help these other people. But okay, this is trauma and
stress for the children.
Create an approach in which all parties involved in a child's life recognize and respond to the impact of the child's traumatic stress. Saying a bunch of nothing, but okay. Create wraparound services, multi-systemic and functional family therapy to provide a whole system approach through intensive family and community-based treatment programs focused on addressing all environmental systems that impact chronic and violent juvenile offenders, from their homes and families to schools and teachers to neighborhoods and friends. What?
Sometimes it's the same
Like,
thing.
it's a lot of words saying nothing, and like,
Go get
like,
the ranch.
It's a whole paragraph,
and you're not saying anything. You're saying we should help children. Yes, how? What? Help them with what? What? Okay. Fun workshops and intensive retreats so that the communities can bring together law enforcement and troubled youth. Okay, maybe not. In order to reduce disproportionate contact with law enforcement, deal with mistrust of the legal system. I wonder why people don't trust the legal system. And create a more positive relationship between peace officers and young Americans. What's a peace officer? I don't know what those are.
I ain't seen that.
I don't know nothing about a peace officer, but
yeah, no, that's not a thing.
Oh, that's domestic violence prevention.
So what were you trying to say here?
Bring together. I don't even know. It's just bring together law enforcement and troubled youth, but like, no, why the law enforcement? You know. Anyways, increase government. What is this? Domestic violence.
These are two really, really short bullet points.
Increase
domestic violence.
Increase governmental support for families coping with these corrosive issues. How? How
it just says increase governmental support.
And such support will include emergency housing. Okay, emergency housing, emotional support, and tools that allow individuals and families to move forward. This says nothing about stopping domestic violence. This is only saying how to help you after.
Yeah. It says domestic violence prevention, but it only talks about the support.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Like, after Artie got beat up, like, how do I not get beat up? How do I make him not beat me? Or her not beat me?
Yeah.
That's what we need to be talking about.
Yeah.
It's how to not beat people.
It's how do we prevent partners from beating partners?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, mentoring. Increase funding at the national and local levels for peer-to-peer, yeah.
Or children, yeah.
For peer-to-peer or adults use mentoring, which has been shown to exceptionally... What does mentoring mean? Mentoring how? Mentoring what? Like... Community policing? Is that word? Policing?
Yes, policing.
Yeah. Increase funding for community policing, a collaboration between the police. So we need to give more money to the cops to go sit in poor neighborhoods and equally target people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. Okay. You know, okay,
okay. And
in
then
conclusion,
she also has stuff in
criminal
the
justice
section.
Let's see what kind of BS this is.
Important statistics.
People of color make up more than 60% of the people behind bars.
She is mentioning.
Though only 13% of the population make up. Okay, yeah. That's just a statement. One you have to say it. This is just statistics. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use this later in your policies, or is it just here for clout?
We'll see.
People of color are more likely searched than their white counterparts during traffic stops. Wait, go back up to the one I didn't know you were before that. Despite using and selling drugs at similar rates as whites, African Americans, and Latinos, we have 62%. And I wonder why. Hint, hint, hint. Racism. Drug use has remained steady because there's no reform.
Yep.
Okay.
Early intervention addressing poverty. We need to engage at-risk youth. Offer them the kind of resources, education, and counseling that would help them succeed in life rather than fall into a cycle of violence and imprisonment. Yeah, that's talking about the school to prison pipeline thingy thing.
Mm-hmm.
This includes addressing poverty head on. Yes.
Hunger is a root cause of violence. Yeah, but if you're hungry, you're gonna be.
You're gonna want the foods.
You're gonna be angry and grumpy.
Yeah.
A country with the kind of means of the United States must do more to prevent poverty, certainly among children. In my economic and education sections, I'll explain why I am proposing what I'm proposing to be done. Okay, cool.
Okay, but we read. No, we read the education,
Yeah.
and it didn't really say much about about poverty.
But we'll look at the other one, the economic one. I would hope economics.
I would hope you would discuss poverty and
'cause-
economics.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You know who I think probably doesn't discuss poverty and their economics. You know, we all know who we're talking about.
Okay, so what were we looking for? Economics.
Yeah.
Yes.
The economy.
If they give it to the poor, they call it a handout. If they give it to the rich, they call it subsidy. That's
Damn.
That's a hot take right there.
Martin Luther King Jr. said that. All right, specifics.
Okay.
Okay, Williamson administration will champion the following policies in order to close the income gap and improve the economy. Universal health care, preferably a Medicare for all type of plan. Okay.
Mhm.
An increase in the minimum wage to $15 an hour in areas where this is too large a jump to make immediately. The federal government should provide subsidies during a transitional period.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
because that's like double ours. 15 is
So it's
double
saying
our minimum
if the
wage.
state doesn't have enough money to do that,
Yeah.
they need to give the state more money, which
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
that's ours in North Carolina is $7.25, so that would be literally more than double.
yeah, which is ridiculous. I don't know. $2. It still ain't that cheap, but you know,
It's really
progress, I guess.
It's really not good. It's really not good in any states. Nowhere close. No states is close to $50. But.
Oh no,
Some
yeah.
of them are, I think.
Some might. I think the
feel like
highest
some-
might be like 10.
Yeah.
No.
But I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
Well, hold on. Can I see a calculator?
Mm.
Does 15 even put you at one income over?
That's what I was just thinking
That's what I was just thinking. Because our teacher did it where it was like $7.25 at working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. It was only $14,000 a year, which is in the poverty line. It's $25,000 for a family of four. So 15 times 40 times 50. That does put you above the poverty line for a family of four. So one person working full time could make it off of a $15 an hour minimum wage. So that's good.
That's cool.
That helps.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because then if you have a two-income family, then you have a chance to start actually making progress instead of two people working and you're still in poverty.
Yeah, going paycheck to paycheck and stuff.
Okay.
It's just a 4-person family. If you have more kids than that, then that's also. Or not even just kids. Like if you have like extended
I know, like if
family
you have to take care of
like your parents or grandparents, like whoever lives with you.
Yeah, they don't have to take care of and everything.
Making permanent the middle class tax cuts while repealing the corporate tax cuts from the 2017 tax bill.
Okay.
Oh, reduction and in some cases outright forgiveness of college loan debt.
Please forgive me. Like I ain't got it, Chief.
Currently, 44 million people owe almost $1.5 trillion in student loan
To
debt.
who?
Jesus.
Because you all know what? It didn't cost me that much. The actual cost of school is not what I'm gonna have to pay back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to pay back like twice as much as that.
Yeah, because it adds on over time.
Like why? Why can't I just give you back what you gave me and call it a day? But no, I gotta pay you more than what I took from you. Like that's jumped up. Free higher education, including tuition at public schools, community colleges, and trade schools. Yes, they should focus on trade schools because like people are like, I don't know what to do, and they can work at like Wendy's, but it's like you can go be like a welder or a mechanic or like other trade things.
Yeah, those are pretty necessary jobs, and they're actually going down.
They are going down because everyone says go to college.
It's like you don't need to go to college,
but not everyone does.
And then that gives fuel to the right to criticize college for all by saying just go to a trade school. So just
Just do. Just big move. It's a big move. Enhanced union, equal pay for equal work. Yes.
Oof.
Like, so simple. Just
Paid vacation for all employees, even part-timers.
Yes.
There's so many part-time people that put in way more emotional and physical
And-
labor into their jobs than full-time people, and they don't get paid a fraction of it, and they don't get these benefits of healthcare or any of that.
And so many of
True.
like the food service and retailers, they just won't give you 40 hours so that they don't have to give you your paid vacation time and stuff like that. They'll give you 35.
Yes.
They'll give you 38.
Yes.
They'll give you 39.5.
Yes.
But they will not give you 40 hours a week because that will put you as a full-time employee.
But you're doing full-time work.
You're doing full-time work, but you don't get the paid vacations or any of the benefits.
Yeah, they don't want to spend more money on you than they feel like they have to.
Closing the
So
loopholes
we
that
have to
give
make
big breaks to big business and ensuring they pay their fair share of taxes to level the playing field so small businesses can compete.
Small business shout out. We sell soap. We'll play about that some other time though. Check us out though.
Yeah.
Eliminating the income gap on payroll taxes. Raising the estate tax. With special care given to help family businesses pay off estate tax bills over time so we don't shut down small businesses.
Okay.
Eliminating the carried interest and ETF tax loopholes employed by Wall Street. Or enjoyed by Wall Street. Interesting. Wall Street. What else?
Immediate cash relief via universal basic income. Under my plan, the federal government will pay $1,000 a month universal basic income to all American adults. This will provide immediate cash relief to those who need it. It will give people a small but reliable stream of income. It will create a floor so that no American needs to be hungry. It will also provide a big stimulus to the economy as people will spend more money on food, clothes, and other essentials.
How many people are going to be big mad about this? Like, oh, these people don't deserve this, and it's like, so they deserve to starve and die.
Right?
But this would literally stimulate the economy and make prices inevitably go down. We're going to get more money. If,
Assuming she doesn't go the way that Andrew Yang goes.
We'll talk about Andrew Yang some other time. Don't bring that up because I don't know who that is yet.
Okay.
We'll discuss.
We'll talk about that
We'll
later.
go back to her.
She says the whole Andrew Yang thing.
Okay. See, Andrew Yang's essential book, The War on Normal People.
Yeah. So since she references him, I wanted to just.
Okay. Well, you can say something.
Yeah. So Andrew Yang's thing is basically that you get $1,000 a month, but you have to give up the welfare that you get.
So I have to give up my welfare?
Yeah.
So if I get food stamps, I have to give that up so it's going to give me only $1,000?
Yeah. So it's because.
Okay, but then this $1,000 is I'm supposed to do groceries, school, all this stuff.
Yeah. So if you have $1,000 worth of welfare that you're getting a month, you have to give up that welfare to get the $1,000 a month that he's giving out.
That's pointless.
I know it is, which is why I wanted to say something.
Yeah.
If she's going off that plan, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that, sis. Don't do that.
Does Denmark have a basic income?
I think they.
I feel like they do. At least at a certain age.
I think at least for certain groups or
I'm gonna
something
look it
like
up.
that.
Hold on, because I'm pretty sure we talked about that.
We did. It was like 2 months ago.
I'm sorry, we're gonna talk about Denmark a lot.
We like Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark was cool. Scandinavia was cool. Pretty much everywhere except America. Okay. Europe is kind of cool. Europe and Jones.
They went to Denmark before I met them, so I don't know. So I don't know.
You don't know. You weren't. You don't.
Yeah.
But like. It's just such better policies, and their economy is better. It's more expensive to live there, but also, expensive to live there. The benefits that you get, it kind of balances out.
Yeah.
It's like they pay half their taxes to fund their healthcare and other stuff like that.
Basic income is mostly seen as a radical and utopian proposal and not taken seriously by the big political party.
Let's hit diabetes. Let's hit debates. Let's hit diabetes.
Diabetes.
No, it's not. It was a thing in Finland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it might have ended up.
I think it has to do with certainly. It's like when you have certain kids.
Oh, they
It's
said
a
when
kid-
you're in school.
It's a thing.
Oh, yeah, you get money for your kids.
Yes, you get a certain amount of money for each kid each time you have a kid.
Basic income is sort of a thing in Alaska, because.
Oh, you do get a base, yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's cold there and no one wants to live there.
because the oil there is considered like a publicly owned.
The U.S. and oil.
Yeah, the oil there is considered publicly owned, so everyone gets a little bit of income from the oil industry.
Early education and affordable quality childcare. Focusing on these initiatives will prepare the next generation for the knowledge jobs of the am I reading this sentence wrong? Focusing on these initiatives will prepare the next generation for the knowledge jobs of the future.
Where are you?
And
Yes. Okay.
crime, poverty, and incarceration. I'm on this bullet point that's like right there. Like 2 from the 3 from the top.
Okay. I'm reading the next one, but you talk about that one.
Okay.
I'm trying to read. I just don't know if the sentence it don't flow. Her person that wrote this thing.
Yes. Okay.
But anyways,
ignoring that.
yeah.
The next one is about paid family leave, which they reference for birth or adoption.
Yes.
Paid sick leave for yourself or a loved one, and paid caregiving, which will strengthen our families and meet the demand for elder care as baby boomers age. Which is important because, like, right now, if you have the idea, like, you're not going to get time off to go, like, care for your
mom.
aging parents.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is necessary. And it mentions, moreover, since most caregiving is done by women, it will boost women's income and economic security.
Yeah, and that makes retirement centers less necessary,
But that doesn't.
which the people in them tend to hate.
But okay, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say anything about how much this leave is going to be, which is kind of lame. It's still more just like, it sounds good in theory, but
And like if you put this into action, it's like you get 2 weeks.
I know, and that's not enough.
It's not enough. Universal Savings Program. Each child will receive a gift from the federal government deposited into a fund created at birth. Family friends can add to that fund as the child grows, with government matching those contributions as a sliding scale. What?
Family and friends can add to that fund as a child grows. Okay, so like a sliding scale would be it changes based on how much you make as your income. So basically, I feel like if you
less wealthy families would get 100% matching.
If you and Scott both donated $50 to my children, but you make like $10,000 a year and he makes $100,000 a year, they'll probably like the government will match his and give me an extra 10, and they'll give me an extra 50 for you.
Okay.
Interesting. This is interesting.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know that it has any necessity.
Yeah,
because it's like if you fix the other things, this wouldn't be necessary.
True.
Yeah. All right. Some other issues.
It's pretty unique. I'll give her that.
It's interesting, but
It's a unique idea. I haven't heard anyone else.
racial reconciliation and healing. Let's look at that. I want to see what this says. Cause
oh, we have a video. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Go to race relations. I just want to read the thing at the top real quick. Race relations, a core principle of Wilson's presidency, was focusing on the underlying causes and not just the symptoms of America's problems. In order to do so, we need to address where we, the nation, have deviated from our democratic, universal human values. We weren't deviated. We never had them.
True.
In order to heal human life, we must do more than address external issues. Healing also comes from within. What? So
Oh no.
So it is with the country, because she's trying to heal the country from within. Okay. When we are out of alignment collectively, yeah, my chakras need to be realigned. Let's realign collectively. That to me is a president's job. In the words of President Franklin Roosevelt, the presidency is not merely an administrative office. Okay, whatever. That said nothing about race.
I know.
She's like, it's like implying that the racist what we're talking about, but then doesn't say it.
I know.
True.
The practice of slavery began in this country in the 1600s. Is that what that says?
Well, it wasn't this country at the time, but okay.
By the end of the Civil War in 1864, there are believed to have been almost 4 million slaves in America. While it's important that we do not in any way minimize the extraordinary efforts made by those before us, it is our generation's turn to continue the process of total reconciliation with this evil
What do you mean continue the process of total reconciliation when there is no process of reconciliation? It's like, okay, you said that the slaves got free. There's the whole Jim Crow era and all of that.
Yes, we ended slavery. Yes, we passed civil rights legislation, including the Voting Rights Act in the 1960s.
Sure.
But no, we have not yet fully done all that is morally incumbent upon
don't nobody know what the word incumbent means.
to do in order to heal this ugly wound. The 40 acres.
I'm just saying, this drips of like his poor white guilt.
Yes.
She's saying, "Oh, I feel bad," not
Yeah, she's
saying that
using
she
a lot
gives
of-
a damn
Exactly.
about what actually happened.
She's using a lot of like emotionally charged words,
Yeah.
like
I'm so
the ugly truth in this. Yeah, like it's just
it's like, sis. Anyways,
Just gotta quote
the 40 acres and a mule promised to every former slave after the Civil War was not a joke. It was a means by which a formerly enslaved population would have had a chance to integrate economically into life as a freed citizen. While a few were in fact given their acreage, the vast majority were not, and most who received them would see the land given back to the previous owners over time.
True.
the previous owners not being the Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tea
She
right
has a
there.
section about Native Americans that.
She does, yeah.
So we should look at that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
None of this was fundamentally addressing. Oh, I
So
skipped a
what
part.
is-
What are you
this?
saying about race?
Oh, we get like.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
We get
Fight
like
for a $200 billion to $500 billion plan of reparations for slavery. The money to be dispersed over
How
a
is
period
it
of
being
20 years.
dispersed?
True. This
And
is
it's see, people talk about reparations. I'm like, that's not what we need. We don't need money back. We need to fix the problems that are the core of our system so that we can get actual money from our jobs.
Yes.
And stuff.
And get employed and.
That's what I want. I don't want you to hand me 20 bucks like, I'm sorry that your great-great-grandparents were slaves or whatever. I want you to be like, okay, since your name is black sounding, it's okay, that's fine. You can still have a job. Because no, like, oh, your name is black? F you don't get a job.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you,
And that's what I want. I don't want you to hand me money. I want you to fix the system that's broken.
yeah.
But anyways, provide universal health care.
This is just so funny that
Address mass
literally
incarceration.
every single specific on this list, except
about-
for the first one, says just see this other section because it's not actually about the racial issue. It's about this other shit.
That's so.
Oh, Marianne.
It's like so white. It's just so white.
She's putting
Like-
provide universal health care right here, but that has nothing to
What does that have to do with race?
It's
And in this racial thing, she only talked about slavery and black people. What about
Yes.
all the other people of color, the Hispanic people
True.
that are definitely getting screwed over? But that's why we're talking about immigration.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like, why? And there's Asian people, and there's just so many other races.
take steps to improve the lives of working families, but like that's not.
What does that have to do with
people of color, anyways?
She doesn't even specify how this has to do with race. She just says.
She just said, "See here" for other crap.
Yeah, if she
Okay,
specified,
so
that'd be a whole
Native
other
American
thing.
Yes, let's talk about what her plan for natives is.
The natives.
I would support passage of this event after peaceful legislation that is centuries overdue. This bill, named after, 22-year-old member of Spirit Lake, okay, have been murdered and...
Okay, so she's talking about what it's going to be named and why it's going to be named that.
So
what is it? Full enactment of the Violence Against Women Act, returning dominant control of the Black Hills of South Dakota to the Sioux,
Okay.
Okay.
halting construction of the Keystone and Pipeline. Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Efforts of tribal nations to regain and restore their community. It's all this is so crappy because at this point, so many of these people have just they've been killed off. So it's like,
And they don't even, most of the languages aren't even being passed down.
yeah, it's like their whole.
Well, the whole culture is.
It's just what is the whole culture? There's multiple cultures within you being native, and it's always being
It's just.
forgotten and
it's-
wiped away.
True.
It's irreparably just
Yeah,
damaged.
yeah.
Yeah, the natives are. Yeah. At this point.
It's just.
Okay. Do we want to look at some other,
What's her stuff about immigration?
Yeah, and then I was thinking women's rights, reproductive, and LGBT.
Yeah, we can just go through kind of all of these and just
Yeah.
see what her stance.
I was gonna say go through.
I don't care about peace building because that's a bunch
So
of
wait,
BS.
what did we want to look at?
Immigration.
Okay.
Okay, provide a timely, ethical, transparent, and straightforward path to citizenship for all law-abiding, productive immigrants living in the United States.
What does it
What does
mean
it mean by law?
productive?
Yeah, that's a good question. I noticed that too.
Okay,
I know they're
we've talked about that. I don't know if it was me and you. I don't know where it was talked about, but why do you have to be a PhD or a doctor or like an engineer to be considered good enough
Yes.
to like why can't you just
Yes.
be like a Wendy's worker?
Yeah, they're like, oh, this dude came here to be a doctor, and it's like that's good
Like
and all.
we claim
But
freedom.
why is this person that came here, be a carpenter and he
like less important?
Like we claim we have freedom here, but then we reject the freedom of movement.
Yes. Like you're only free if you fit this very small narrow
and that's
box.
what I see here by productive immigrants. Like that,
and it says law abiding, but it's like there needs to be law changes first of all.
Truth. So it depends on when she implements it and everything.
Okay.
overturn the 3 and 10 year reentry bars.
If people that call for green cards, status, due to relationship with citizens. What?
Read it clear.
Stop punishing
the
children.
Yes.
Like, why do people think these kids did something?
They literally didn't do it.
They're children.
Kids are just kids.
They're just here. Like, they're just trying to be alive. Like, they don't know what's happening, and then they're just getting yoked from their parents. Like, reduce the record number of detainees currently under extended DHS and ICE. We need to abolish, first of all, ICE. Like, what?
Yeah, I agree.
Get rid of this.
Like,
go away.
What is it? Is it like
go away?
Go away, ICE.
Is it the SS that I'm thinking about?
Yeah, maybe.
Or like it's not. I don't say Gestapo or the SS, but like
the Nazi.
Yeah, the Nazi stuff where it's like the Nazi police.
Yeah, that's like the SS.
Yeah, so that's what ICE is like. They're just rounding up people.
Yeah, true.
That's exactly what this is like.
Yes, I know.
Like this is literally the beginning of the same crap that happened all these years ago.
And family separation.
Yeah.
The government has a moral responsibility to keep y'all don't have
Yeah.
There's no morals in
There is no morals.
Expands LGBTQ protection. Immigrants, found with secret experience discrimination here those in their countries of origins should receive additional protections. Government employees should be trained to be particularly sensitive to issues that make affordable health care available to all families, whether they are documented or not. Yes. What makes it so that these people that came here don't deserve to, be alive?
Everyone deserves to be alive.
Like, everyone deserves to be alive. Even if you're a crap person, you still deserve basic necessities.
What are we doing for gun safety?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. She has a lot of bullet points about this. That's interesting. Let's see. Eliminate the sale of assault rifles and semi-automatic weapons.
Okay.
Bump stocks. High-capacity meds. My thing about guns is people are like, protection. I'm like, you don't need a semi-automatic weapon for protection. Like, if you got you a little Glock, you got you a little handgun, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. I understand that. When you have a freaking semi-automatic and you can gun down 20 kids in like 1 minute, that's not fucking necessary.
Yeah.
Same thing with like hunting. Like, if you need a semi-automatic to take down a deer, you're a shitty ass hunter, and you don't need to be doing.
If you're any good at hunting, you just need the simple. Basic hunting arrow.
So to be fair,
basic hunting rifle.
I can understand at least the leftist pro-gun argument, which is that the people need to be armed in order to fight against the state and its oppressive ways.
It's nobody's gonna do that though.
True.
Nobody's gonna actually start a revolution or anything like that. So.
True.
So you don't need that.
So establish strict control of gun use among children and access to guns among children, but that doesn't say anything about
how to do that or what that even means.
What does that mean?
Because just keep them locked away, and it's like people doing kids still get
that's a thing now.
Like
that's still not stopping anything.
Reinstate Obama-era restrictions on the ability of the mentally ill to purchase a gun. I want to know the parameters and qualifications of mentally ill.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So they're saying that because I am mentally ill, I have depression, that if I want to protect myself with a handgun, I can't do so because I'm mentally ill. But then this other person that's not can go get a semi-automatic and then, what are the parameters? What are the parameters of mental, illness on this restriction? Or if someone's not diagnosed?
Truth.
So this says something about this, but my question is, why does the CDC track and record gun ownership?
I didn't know they did.
See, I feel the CDC has a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with disease control. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know
how I feel about that.
I didn't know they did.
Exactly. Why? Required child safety locks on all guns. Are there not already?
There's already safeties on guns.
What is it? Is it like those medicine bottles you can't? Is that what your gun's gonna be? Like, and okay, does it talk about background checks here?
Yes, it does actually. It
Okay.
said, hold on.
Require universal background checks, including at gun shows.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
And waiting periods.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, you should not be able to just walk up into a Walmart and be like, "Hey, can I get a gun?" Like, here, okay, you go to the next aisle and get your ammo. That's how the freaking that's how they shut up the place.
That's how you're in a mood and you go buy a gun
and then
and you just go kill people.
Yes.
Because
exactly.
you can get the gun in 10 seconds. Like,
I know.
You go there, you're like, okay, 30 minutes, bam, you have a gun. That's not okay.
That's terrible.
Not okay. That's
That's
okay.
like if you just had a little bit to be like, oh shit, I'm good now.
Yeah,
like,
cause I'll say I'm not gonna get mad so I don't want to shoot nobody up.
I know,
but I know that's a different. But
yeah,
but still, yeah.
Anger issues.
But you have some moment to like maybe call up your therapist.
Yeah. Get up, like, go.
Yeah.
Okay, but then to the mentally ill people, I'm like, I know lots of mentally ill people, and I can assure you that these are the people that are trying to shoot people up. Like, I can barely get out of bed in the morning, and I can go gun up a school. I know. It's, you know, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. Reauthorize and fully fund the Violence Against Women Act. She mentioned that in the Native American section. And use all sunset provisions so that it cannot collapse or cannot lapse. Right? The first bullet point we're looking at.
I think that just means that like the Violence Against Women Act recently got like outdated and didn't get reauthorized.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what she means. Like, don't make it have to get reauthorized all the time.
Because it should just be an ongoing act.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's interesting. Increase rules, regulations, and oversight to prevent pregnancy-related discrimination.
Because
pregnant women will just be like, you can't work anymore.
Yeah.
You have to work.
Or if you for some reason have to get a new job while you're pregnant, it's almost impossible.
They're like, we're gonna be gone for like
whatever. Because they look at you and they're like, oh shit, she's pregnant.
It's like, you can require more post-birth leave for time for mothers and fathers.
But
yes,
there's still nothing about I know in Denmark they have pre-birth.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 weeks or so before you
are supposed to have your kid.
Before your due date, they give you time off. And if you have a physically straining job, they give you more. So that you're not harming that way, if you do have to kind of be like on bed rest or whatever towards the end of your pregnancy, you're not take off time for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Support the Empower Act, ending the monopoly of power over workplace harassment through Education and Reporting Act. Empower the Justice Department to more thoroughly prevent sexual harassment. How are we doing that? How are we thoroughly preventing sexual harassment, discrimination, and rape? Like, how are we doing that? I want to know.
That's a good question.
Tell me how we do this.
That's a good question.
More funding for Head Start.
That's nice. Support equal pay for women. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fund and expand welfare food stamps coverage for low-income families and children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Support reproductive rights, strengthening all federal efforts to stave off attacks on Roe v. Wade and its basic tenets.
Okay.
Hold on. The feminine energy is the energy of creation and protection of the community by adapting policies to protect women.
Society simply protects itself.
Okay, what is feminine energy?
Oh no.
You don't have to be a woman to have feminine energy, first of all.
No.
And anyways, we're gonna
like this is when we need to go get our quotes.
Yes, I know. Oh, we got another video here. Yeah. Environment. Alright.
Okay, cool. Expands investments in clean green energy. Okay, but how? What is that? What is clean green energy?
Yeah, very vague.
Yes. Reduce CO2 emissions to net zero. How?
By 2045 or earlier. 2045?
That's a little too late. That's a while away. Like, the planet only got 8 years. We only got 8 years until we're hitting nuclear meltdown. And then it's just downhill from there.
Mere ambitious but realistic efforts in the state of California. If California is doing it, then doesn't that mean it's realistic?
Yeah.
If they've already done it.
They're always like, this isn't realistic, but it's like, you have a plethora of examples from other countries of how this has worked very successfully for several years.
This
So
is
why?
within our country.
So why can't we do it if California is doing it?
True.
Well, this is why California is going to be its own country or something like
They're
that.
gonna leave if they don't like fall into the ocean.
Extend federal
They're not gonna fall
incentives and
completely.
rebates for renewable energy. Transition away from fossil fuel energy and halt all new fossil fuel projects. We must eliminate all fossil fuel subsidies and instead make massive investments in and provide subsidies for clean green solutions. Are there a list of these clean green solutions that you're trying to use? Like, what are they? Is it solar power? Wind power?
Probably a combination, I guess, but
I
it doesn't
guess.
Say, but it doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
It also. What was the thing that we like didn't sign this time?
The Paris Agreement, I think.
And there's nothing about that here. Is it?
There's a lot
Oh,
of
there's
stuff
not?
here.
I'm looking.
Okay, I was gonna say Control F it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Paris Climate. Okay. I will immediately re-enter the Paris
Okay,
Climate Accord.
cool.
Okay, that's good.
I was like, where is this?
Wait,
I was like, that should be here. That's what I was looking for.
that yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
that
so
makes
hold
sense.
on, reproductive right.
And then we can use what she says about food, because food's a big thing.
Oh yes.
Regarding abortion rights, I am 100% pro-choice.
Good.
Good. Oh, okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet points. Okay, you, Marianne. Appointing federal judges and Supreme Court judges who respect Roe v. Wade and the constitutional right to privacy. What does it mean to respect it? Like, what do you mean by that?
Funding Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
Protecting
Okay,
the
good.
lives of doctors and staff who do them. Okay.
Good.
Ensure that women receive proper care and guidance whether they choose to carry a baby to term or need to exercise their right to choose. Insurance companies cover the cost of abortions vigorously. Oppose federal legislation designed to shame, harass. There's so
Okay, wait though. This literally she's only talking about abortions.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, you're
there's
right.
other things
And
that have
that's
to do with
not
reproductive
true.
rights.
Because right here where it says ensure that women receive proper care and guidance whether they need to do that, like I've literally been like low-key harassed by nurses when I was trying to get birth control when I was like 16.
There's so much more reproductive rights than just abortion or no abortion. Like, reproductive rights, your reproductive system, your uterus, your
What
ovaries,
about the
all of
right
that.
to get a hysterectomy if you want one?
Yes, without having to have your
Yes.
husband, like, am I going to have a husband? Like, there's a lot missing here, Marianne, and I'm disappointed in you.
True.
And she don't reference birth control at all.
There is no birth control reference. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
she
true.
says funding Planned Parenthood, but
What is fun? What? There's just so much more.
there's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a
missing.
lot missing.
Alright, I wanted to look at LGBT and then we can go to food.
Yeah, let's see what she says about us.
About the gays.
Love the gays.
So a lot of paragraphs that I feel like are about nothing, but let's go. Fight discrimination in healthcare settings, okay? Endangered people's lives. Okay.
Sexual orientation and gender identity as protected classes under fair housing.
Okay.
Yes. That's the thing we're
Yes.
trying to work on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's good.
Therefore, making it legal to deny in person housing. Yeah, okay. Faculty quality hours. Include them in the census.
Are we not included in the census?
Does that mean?
I don't-
Does that mean ask about sexual orientation? Because why?
Presumably.
But like,
To,
I have feelings about the census.
for
Yeah,
for
just in a
statistical
general
purposes, I
sense of,
guess.
Like, why?
Okay.
But
But do we really want the government
To know how many gays there are?
where the gays are and how many there are
That's a good point.
and where they
That's a
live?
good point.
that's my whole thing about the census. I'm like, they're just gathering data. Like, they're like,
They're just
okay,
gathering data.
there's this many people of color here. Okay, this is how many bombs we need to like get rid of all of them.
I know.
Like,
Exactly.
Call me paranoid,
And that's
call me
exactly-
conspiracy theorist, but that's
That's
what
exactly
they're
why
doing.
they talked about like not having an LGBT dorm on campus because that
it's
is
gonna
a
get
fucking target.
yes, exactly.
That's a target.
Restore cuts to global aid, global program. Why? Okay, I get. Why is the HIV thing always specifically under gay stuff.
I know.
When it's not
a
just,
gay problem.
No, it's a people problem. People that have sex, STDs and AIDS and HIV are a people thing, so it should be under healthcare
Yeah.
and
Or
not just under
reproductive
gay
rights.
or reproductive
Yeah.
stuff. It shouldn't be
Why is it always under gay?
under gay.
Because
You can't claim it started there. It's like, no, it's like people didn't just,
I was gonna
it's
say because,
rooted in just like,
yeah.
it's rooted in racism.
I was
It's rooted in homophobia.
I was actually about to say homophobia.
Yes, straight people do have butt sex.
I was gonna word it differently, but
Yeah.
homophobia.
Ban conversion therapy, yes. Lift transgender military ban, yes. Yes, okay. To
Title
ensure,
IX.
yeah, for instance, yeah, okay. Train police departments and this is the only time that anything has been mentioned about training police departments and
Anything.
There's no, when it's about race, it didn't mention that.
In
True.
conclusion, the LGBTQ communities are equal citizens of this country and thus deserve full and equal protection under the law. They should be able to pursue a livelihood free from discrimination and have all the rights afforded under the U.S. Constitution, not because of their sexual orientation, but because they are American citizens.
Okay.
It says, in a Williamson administration, no LGBTQ person will feel unsupported by their government. They will live with the absolute knowledge that they and their rights are both honored and protected by the highest authorities in the land. I'm going to guarantee you that...
This is the only spot where she put a plus.
I'm just going to guarantee you that
Oh, never mind.
It's up there.
Right here. She changes it every time, though, that she uses it. Right here, it's QIA+.
It's just...
Here, it's just LGBTQ, and then here, it's just LGBTQ+.
No.
Weird. Who wrote this?
Possibly multiple people.
They should have had a... They should have
talked about it.
Yeah,
They should have come to terms on an agreed upon acronym.
Did she even read any of this?
I know! Does she even know
That's
what
the
these
question.
She got a brief rundown. Let me talk basically about this. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what food says. Let's see what food. Food is such a
To be
general...
fair, that's what we're doing.
Sources of corruption in our food include the following: excessive pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, GMOs, air and water pollution. Okay, see,
GMOs aren't necessarily corruption.
GMOs are cool.
Air and water pollution, yes. The pesticides and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Crowding of animals and feeding them and stuff, yes. That's bad. Food processing, yes.
Outdated food pyramid guidelines.
Yes, the food pyramid. That's a whole.
It's
that's
like
a whole nother thing.
capitalism.
That's okay. Prohibit the revolving door between big agribusiness and the FDA and the USDA because that's gonna get bailed out by the big corps and radically increase the number of food inspectors in the country and give them the resources and regulations needed to enforce existing laws. Support local small family farmers and ranchers. Yes.
Okay, so down here, where it says label GMOs, that's not necessarily a bad thing
To label them,
but the fear mongering that they put on the GMOs.
Yes. It's like
They make it seem like
majority.
it's a bad
The majority of corn wheat is genetically modified, and if it wasn't, we wouldn't have corn anymore.
I can understand not wanting GMOs. I wrote that wrongly. I can understand wanting to label them so that people can choose. But at the same time, I can understand the idea that they shouldn't be labeled because of the fact
They shouldn't be fair. You can label them
that would fearmonger. That would
Yes, like
fearmonger.
you
Yeah,
said.
that would help. That would fuel the fearmongering if they were labeled. Is what I'm trying to say. It would
Yeah. Non-GMO verified.
Like,
Oh,
They make
okay.
it sound like it's like it makes it a good thing. I feel like there was something that I was looking at in our pantry or our fridge or whatever recently that said that it was like proudly GMO'd.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
And I
that's
thought that was cool.
Like,
I thought it was that one, but it's not. That
like
one.
GMO can be like, it could be good or bad, just like anything can be good or bad. Like, it's not inherently bad.
Okay. Protect food stamp. Okay, she says protect food stamps here. So what you were saying before with like the universal basic income.
Yeah.
But here she's saying protect.
Why is
the welfare.
this?
Protect
I
food
feel like this
stamps.
should be something mentioned in other sections.
Yeah, protect food stamps specifically, not necessarily the
Other portions of welfare.
Yeah.
Just specifically food stuff.
which is what I'm worried about.
Revamp our animal cruelty laws in order to better treat animals, even those raised for consumption. Yeah. Set up healthy standards for food processing so that our food isn't potentially unhealthy. Like, I understand doing certain things to food, like pasteurization and so on and stuff like that, to ensure that you're not gonna die, but like putting pounds and
like-
pounds and tons of what's it called?
Glucose?
No. Yes, but no. The high fructose corn syrup.
Mhm.
Okay.
All of that. Putting all that. That's not necessary.
Ban advertising of
No.
junk food that specifically targets children.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Like junk food is bad.
Ban pesticides that are proven carcinogens. And see, that's the thing though, is that you can't at the same time want to ban pesticides and GMOs because that doesn't work. Like the GMOs, a lot of them are so that they're
They don't-
naturally
Yeah,
they're natural pesticides.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they'll combine things like
Or if-
the
okay, this
natural
is-
part of a plant to prevent it from being eaten.
So
by
this is
things.
saying get rid of like bad pesticides. Is there like a call to do like more natural pesticides? Like, or not the GMO part, but like, are there
Diatomaceous earth.
huh?
Diatomaceous earth. My mom uses the powder stuff put on plants. It's the June bugs.
I didn't know that
I
was a
didn't
thing.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a natural.
Cool. Well, yeah, there's GMO parts for that. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what your mom puts in her plants. I've never watched her garden. When I have,
She
I'm
uses
pick
it
them
for a
up.
lot of things.
I've watched her
It's
pick
called
the stuff.
diatomaceous earth, when people call it DE, and basically it's like, no, my mom's people.
Okay.
People like my mom, and who
Oh, goodness.
arguably is a little bit crazy, but but it's like crushed up shells or something. So like it's like a dirt, but it's made of like shells. I'm pretty sure,
Okay.
and so it's like microscopically really sharp, and so like when bugs crawl on it, it like
Slices of them.
it slices them up, you know, like,
Okay.
and so
Okay.
like it helps with like snails and slugs.
That's a way to do it.
That's interesting.
Other bugs.
I'd have to
That's
look
cool.
more into that one.
Alright, let's do a video about diatomaceous earth.
No, I'd rather not.
Is there
Okay.
anything else we want to look at specifically?
Other than quotes.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about veterans? Like, what does she have to say about veterans?
The vets.
Okay. Provide the VA with more in-depth understanding of the number of veterans and service members at risk for homelessness. This means understanding who is coming home with PTSD, addiction, and other forms of mental health issues. That means more studies and more research into these topics.
Okay.
Provide more veterans with affordable housing. Create a universal basic health.
It also mentions the college and student loan amnesty
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because many people went in as a way to pay for education.
Increase mental health services.
Yes.
She mentions mental health, but only
She hasn't
very
said anything
sparsely.
about it, like what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there should, I feel, be a whole section about mental health.
And in
Yeah, there should be.
Create a U.S. Department of Peace.
like is
Yeah.
is mental health included in universal healthcare for all?
I think she mentioned that,
Okay.
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
You want to look at the Department of Peace?
Yeah, what's that
The
mean?
department.
That was
Come on,
Okay.
Scott.
Do better.
a,
Down.
Nope.
that was just
Oh,
this.
Okay, yeah. It works.
Okay.
Just click it. The hyperlink.
Cool.
Will work with the Congress to create a cabinet-level U.S. Department of Peace. Ending the scourge of violence in the United States and across the planet requires more than suppressing violence. Lasting peace requires its active and systemized cultivation of
Wait,
every level of government and
Did she just use violence twice in the same sentence? Yeah. Ending the scourge of violence in the United States and across the planet requires more than suppressing violence.
Okay. Anyways, lasting peace requires its active and systemized cultivation every level of government and society. The U.S. Department of Peace will coordinate and spur the efforts we need to make our country and
Here's
world
a quote
safer
from her.
place.
Right here.
Cool. I believe our country's way of dealing with security issues is increasingly obsolete. We have the finest military force in the world. However, we can no longer rely on force alone to rid ourselves of international enemies. The planet has become too small for that, and in doing so, we overburden our military by asking them to compensate for the other work that we choose not to do. We are less effective and less secure because of that. So she's saying we're putting too much strain on the military?
Yes. I think so.
Okay. I don't even. So she said that they shouldn't be peacekeepers, which they shouldn't be peacekeepers, but we shouldn't even be out there fighting.
Okay, the U.S. Department of Peace overview.
A new U.S. Department of Peace will coordinate our efforts to make our country a safer place. It will work actively and interactively with every branch of
This
government.
sounds like what you said earlier, just like putting more people in neighborhoods just to like.
It's oh my god. Okay, Hunger Games.
Yes, I was literally just thinking
Peacekeepers
that
are not keeping. They're literally violent. That's literally what this
to like take the people out.
This is what I'm. Even if this is not her idea, this is most definitely what it would turn into.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Because you're still going to corrupt people being like within the police system. You already have all these like domestic abusers and just buttholes.
This is how we get taken out for doing stuff like this.
Yes. Like in Harry Potter when they had the freaking
Yeah.
Voldemort was in charge and those people like if you said his name they show up and like
take you out.
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it sounds like to me.
All right. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, you wanted to look at quotes from her.
Just yes.
Yeah.
Did we look at her immigration policy?
We looked at her immigration.
Did we?
Did we look at it?
What did it say? Because I definitely didn't.
It says.
Oh, she says about reading. Okay, yeah, okay. See,
Just
wasn't apparently memorable because I didn't remember it.
Just Google Marianne Williamson quotes.
Yeah, so first. Who, what, why? This is who I am. This is what I've been. This is why I'm running.
Yeah.
She looks like
Merriam-Webster.
Get this hair, Scott.
She looks like the Pioneer Woman.
She does look like the Pioneer Woman. She also comes like Melania.
Oh, she does.
Oh,
Okay,
Wikipedia?
Wikipedia?
Yeah, why not?
Let's just see what kind of.
There should be a section of quotes that was on here before.
I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to hear. Just. I want to hear. I love her out of context quotes too.
Okay.
Quotes.
Come on, fam.
I can see that.
Do better.
Okay.
Or just go back to Google and click something else. How old is this woman?
That's a good question.
Scroll up.
Oh, there's the quotes. She is 67.
Huh.
But she's also kind of rich.
There you go.
Okay.
Quotes.
Yeah.
Can we make
This
this
is quotes about the AIDS though. She's got quotes. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
We can just go down to her political positions.
That's the, these are the little bullet points.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically what I assume we just heard on her website. Oh, health and vaccinations? Let's read about this. Let's do it. Make this a little bigger. It's cool. Yeah, there we go. Williamson, where we at? Oh, we're back up to the.
Hold on, wait, where was that?
Go back. Oh no.
I lost it.
Oh no. Control F. Vaccinations. A both and approach, both prayer and medicine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She lost me. She definitely lost me. To physical.
Why didn't she put any of this on her website?
I think we know why.
We know why. Okay. So a both and approach, both prayer and medicine. So physical and mental health has been attributed to Williamson. This approach, the efficacy of prayer. I should have opened this hyperlink in a tab. Because I just want to. Oh, it goes a little overthinking thing. Okay, what's this mean? It's just relates to the outcome of prayer requests.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
So when prayers are answered.
Interesting. Accepts medical science as part.
Oh no!
Accepts medical science as part of God's power to heal. For example, surgery may be seen as God answering prayers to heal. Okay, so y'all know that meme that it's like the doctor does his surgery and everyone thinks that.
Yes.
It's like that's what this is. This is some booty. Williamson, who believes that the spirit is impervious to illness, confirmed this belief when she said that people who are prayed for get out of the emergency room faster. Where did it say that at? Where is your statistically sound?
Okay, Williams has stated support for the necessity and value of vaccinations and antidepressants, but has been criticized for her skepticism about the pharmaceutical industry's influence in setting guidelines for how they are administered.
Okay.
I can see that. I can get behind that one thing.
That one thing.
Cause like
she's been scrutinized for criticizing overprescription of antidepressants.
Yes.
Questioning whether they play a role in suicide.
Which if you don't have their own, they can.
They can, but
okay.
And see, that's the thing that really needs more studies and stuff. Is that
I want to know who? Yeah,
we can't just look and say what antidepressant you need. You have to, like, trial and error, and that can be really dangerous. Saying that the prescriptive definition between sadness and clinical depression is artificial.
Oh, wait, what?
Having called the process by which clinical depression is diagnosed a scam.
Okay, hold on. So,
Oh, no.
saying
Depression and sadness are the same thing.
Okay, no. See, when I'm sad, it's like, oh no, this puppy died in this movie.
I'm sad
Depression.
when I'm on antidepressants, but I don't want to kill myself.
Yes, depression is when you can't get out of bed in the morning because you'd rather fucking die. That's different than just being sad. Okay, lady, I don't.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
It's not okay.
No, it's not okay.
A scam. You're
She
a
said it's a
scam.
She said you're a scam.
Fuck. Like, have you been depressed, lady?
No.
Like, have you?
No, definitely not.
Like, you can't have been because
Okay. And then let me go up again.
I just.
How does she have so much ego?
Because she runs this program where this
The
company.
disabled community.
Wait, I was just gonna say about this.
She runs a
she had a section
non-profit organization for AIDS people.
Guarantee voting rights and accessible polling. Yes. A pledge to appoint disabled citizens to her cabinet. Okay, with this is one of those things that's like, do you simply do this for clout? Like, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna put disabled people here because it'll make me look good. Or in your process of picking people, you just not overlook them.
Yeah, like you don't need to just specifically pull people in just to make you look good.
But it's like in your process, you're just gonna like have everyone grouped together and then you pick. Like, or if you're gonna have a stance on blind people, you want to pick a blind person to like represent this section of that thing. That's one thing. But you're like, I'm gonna elect disabled people because that sounds good.
Sounds like people would like that.
Choose people because
it's people who are like, I have a black friend, and so I'm not racist. And it's like, I have a disabled person on my cabinet, so I'm not,
Ben Carson.
Yeah. Okay, see, in her immigration thing, which is down below this, she talks about making making it easier to become a citizen, I guess. But like, does she mention anything about anything else in regards to immigration? It's just like, let's like change the process. There's more than just changing the process, because it's like, if you need to leave your country now, like,
yeah, like with women's rights, she literally only talks about abortion.
There's so much more. There's like just women's health.
Yes.
Like breast cancer, cervical cancer. Oh. Called her a sexy little guru?
That's creepy.
Highly charged packet of sexuality?
Who are these dudes? And why do they exist? Tall, brunette, beautiful, and quite squarely put together.
It should be noted that she looks amazing for 61 in that well-moisturized LA famous person kind of way.
Striking at 66.
Okay then.
Someone called her a bitch for demanding to pray before something.
After called her
I'm a bitch for God.
There's just,
my lord.
There's just so much to unpack here. The suitcase is very full of mess.
Men?
Gross. Like, is she just...
Alright.
She has me and then she doesn't have me, and I just...
Well...
What did she do? Like, what did she do before she tried to become president? Like,
it says it right here.
Okay.
American author, spiritual leader, politician, and activist.
13 books, including 4 New York Times number bestsellers, and the advice how to miscellaneous. She is a crowner. What are her books? I want to know about her books. What they called?
Author.
Politics of Love, a handbook for a new American Revolution. Tears to Triumph, a spiritual journey from suffering to enlightenment.
They're all about
the Year of Miracles, daily devotions and reflection. A course in weight loss, 21 spiritual lessons for surrendering your weight forever. You can be as spiritual as you want, that ain't gonna help you lose weight. Like, the only thing's gonna help you lose weight, fam, eat more nutritiously rich foods and move your body more. That's it. None of the
Okay,
other stupid diet things are gonna work. The pastor of what? Sold her $2.7 million home. Holy fudge. To stop teaching and join the ministry. Get dirt in her fingers again to express a feel of other people. Became the spiritual leader for the Church of Today, a Unity Church in Warren, Michigan.
Want to see what Unity Church means?
Where she had I don't know what Unity Church is. Where she has 2,300 congregants and 50. That's no church. That's not a church. That is not a church.
That's a mega church.
Like, I'm not religious, but like when it comes to church, this isn't church. If you have
If you're televised like that.
Yeah, that's a mega church.
Yeah, mega churches they're not, no. Like, you can have a big church, but when you have more than 1,000 people in your church, that's not like, because church is about community and getting close with people around you. When there's 2,300 people at your church,
you don't know
them.
No.
When you have 100 people at your church, you might know some of them. Like, no. Well, that's too many people. I don't like people, and I'm not even honest.
I feel like we should wrap this one up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say look at direct quotes, but okay.
Where?
I searched for them earlier.
But that was only quotes on her AIDS work.
Yeah, but we read a couple of them before, and we know how fun they can be to laugh at.
Can you type the word quote successfully?
Not when I'm not,
because I know I can't.
Oh.
And I.
Oh. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Sickness is an illusion and does not actually exist. Oh, let's see. This is okay. Cool. Okay, so it has the partial quote and then the full quote.
Yes.
Okay. A friend of mine told me that we're not punished for our sins, but by our sins. Sickness is not a sign of God's judgment on us, but of our judgment on ourselves. If we were to think that God created our sickness, how could we turn to Him for healing? As we've already established, God is all that is good. He creates only love. Therefore, He did not create sickness. Sickness is an illusion and doesn't actually exist. It is part of our worldly dream, our self-created nightmare. Our prayer to God is that He awakens us from this dream. So you said these people's cancer is not real. It's just an illusion. Like, please, I would like the magician to wrap it up then.
Yeah, like what?
Like, bitch.
Oh my goodness. Medication only works because people believe it does.
No.
In the traditional Western medical model, a healer's job is to attack disease. But if the consciousness of attack is the ultimate problem, then how could it be the ultimate answer? A miracle worker's job is not to attack illness, but rather to stimulate the natural forces of healing. We turn our eyes away from sickness to the love that lies beyond it. No sickness can diminish our capacity to love. Does it mean that it is a mistake to take medicine? Absolutely not. But that's exactly what you just said.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm surrounded by love, but I still got depression.
And what was the one up here?
Wait.
Darth Vader! Yes! Imagine the AIDS virus as Darth Vader and then
Angel to emerge.
What? No. Absolute heck. What? Ma'am. Marianne. Girl. Marianne, sis. I'm gonna need you to, okay, let me read the full quote because I need more. Visualization has become a popular technique for the treatment of critical illnesses. People often visualize a Pac-Man or a soldier with a machine gun, angels in Darth Vader suits. Here are some enlightened visualizations. Imagine. Okay, and then see the cancer cell or AIDS virus in all its wounded horror, and then see a golden light or angel or Jesus enveloping the cell and transforming it from darkness into light. As we said before, a scream responds best to love. That is when it comes.
So she's telling me to visualize my sickness away.
Yes.
You know how many times I've done that and I'm still sick? Like, what's the limit? What's the amount of times I have to do this before it works?
Wait, what about gay men?
What?
Where?
Right here.
She credits gay men Los Angeles for her career, saying that they were living through a traumatic experience and stress, blah, blah, blah. And then began coming to her lectures because I was talking every week about how works miracles and how as long as we love each other, everything was going to be fine. I don't know the gay men claim her, but okay, sis.
Oh my god.
And then the
Darth Vader. Like, what?
cancer and AIDS and other serious illnesses are physical manifestations of a psychic scream. Love changes the way we think about our disease. Illness comes from separation. Says A Course in Miracles, one of her books. And
Okay, wait.
So she's just quoting
her
herself.
own books?
yes.
Oh no, sis.
And healing comes
You
from
can't quote your own book when you're making a statement.
and healing comes from joining. Of course, people hate their cancer or hate their AIDS, but the last thing a sick person needs is something else to hate about themselves. Healing results from a transformed perception of our relationship to illness, one in which we respond to the problem with love instead of fear. When a child presents a cut finger to his or her mother, the woman doesn't say bad cut, but rather she kisses the finger, showers it with love in an unconscious instinctive activation of the healing process. Why should we think differently about critical illnesses? Cancer and AIDS and other serious illnesses are physical manifestations of a psychic scream, and their message is not hate me but love me.
Okay, so she's saying this child's cut healed because mom gave it a kiss. No,
Yeah.
the cut healed because the mama put Neosporin in it and then put a Band-Aid on it.
Okay.
And that's what heals it.
You know how many times I've gotten a cut on myself and I didn't realize until it was already gone?
Yeah. I just...
More times than
Marianne.
we know.
Marianne, if you're watching this, which I know you're probably not, but if somehow you are, do better. Thanks for watching.
Alright.